You're born into the world, and it's not a cozy hospital room or even a comfy nest. Nope, your life begins in total darkness. You're born blind, hairless, and the size of a jelly bean. At this point, you're not much more than a pink blob with tiny, useless limbs. Mom gave birth to you, but she's not doing much else for now. If you want to survive, you've got to climb. That's right, climb. Using nothing but your microscopic arms, you claw your way up her fur, heading for the pouch. It's like scaling Mount Everest, except you're blind, and the wind is replaced by your mom hopping around, which doesn't help. The stakes are high, falling isn't an option. Well, it is, but it's a one-way trip to an early end. After what feels like an eternity, actually just a few minutes, you reach the pouch. Congratulations! You've officially made it to your first safe space. Inside, it's warm, soft, and smells like, well, kangaroo. It's not glamorous, but it's home for now. Attached to one of your mom's 4 milk taps, you start drinking. Good thing, too. You've got months of growing to do before you're ready to face the world. The pouch might seem like paradise, but let's be real, it's more like a cramped studio apartment. As you grow, the pouch gets tighter. You barely have enough room to stretch your legs. And the smell. Let's just say Mom doesn't clean here as often as she should. Plus, every time she hops, it's like being on the worst roller coaster ride ever. But hey, at least you're safe. For now. Just when you think you're getting the hang of this whole being a kangaroo thing, bam! Siblings. That's right. Your mom has a baby assembly line going. There's you in the pouch, your older sibling hopping around like they own the place, and a tiny embryo in the womb, ready to steal your spot the second you mess up. Sharing is caring. Not in the kangaroo world. And let's talk milk. Mom has 2 different types, one for you and one for your older sibling. If times get tough, guess who's getting the short end of the straw? You. Because older sibling over there knows how to guilt-trip Mom with their big innocent eyes. Meanwhile, you're left fighting for every drop like it's the Hunger Games. And if you don't make it, don't worry. Your mom has a backup plan. Literally. The embryo in her womb is just chilling, waiting for its big debut. It's like being on a reality show where you're constantly at risk of being voted off. After months of growing, you're now big enough to stick your head out of the pouch. The first thing you see? A barren Australian landscape filled with endless grass, scorching sun, and the occasional predator lurking in the distance. Fun times ahead. One day, Mom decides it's time for you to leave the pouch. She stops, leans forward, and dumps you out. Just like that, you're on your own 2 feet for the first time. You wobble, stumble, and fall flat on your face. Classic rookie move. But you get up, because survival doesn't wait for anyone. The outside world is overwhelming. There are strange smells, loud noises, and things that want to eat you. You quickly learn to stick close to Mom. If danger shows up, her powerful legs and tail can fend off most predators. Or she'll just hop away, leaving you scrambling to keep up. No pressure. Walking isn't an option for kangaroos. Your legs are built for hopping, and hopping only. But learning to hop isn't easy. Your first attempts are more like awkward jumps, and you spend more time face planting than moving around. Meanwhile, Mom's already bounding away at 35 miles per hour, and you're left in the dust. Eventually, you get the hang of it, kind of. Your legs are ridiculously powerful, but they're also clumsy, and your tail is supposed to help with balance, but it feels more like a useless 5th wheel at first. As you practice, you start to feel the rhythm. Legs, tail, hopping becomes second nature, and soon enough you're keeping up with the mob. That's what a group of kangaroos is called, in case you were wondering. Life as a young kangaroo is basically a game of don't get eaten. Dingoes, eagles, and even humans are all out to get you. Your best defense? Speed. Your legs are like built-in escape pods, launching you away from danger in seconds. But there's a catch. You're still small and not nearly as fast as Mom or the older kangaroos. If a predator locks eyes on you, your best bet is to hop like your life depends on it. Because it does. Even when you're not being chased, the fear of predators is constant. You learn to stay alert, watching the older kangaroos for signs of danger. If they start thumping their tails on the ground, it's time to run. No questions, no hesitation, just run. By the time you're a year old, milk is no longer cutting it. You start grazing on grass, which is basically the kangaroo equivalent of eating salad for every meal. It's not exciting, but it's what keeps you alive. The problem? Grass is tough, and your teeth wear down quickly. Luckily, kangaroos have a trick up their furry sleeves. Their teeth grow back, over and over again. It's like having an unlimited supply of dentures, which sounds great until you realize it's necessary because you're literally grinding your teeth down to nothing every year. As a teenager, life gets even harder. You're no longer a cute little Joey that everyone protects. Now you've got to start proving yourself. For male kangaroos, this means fighting. Lots of fighting. You square off with other young males, throwing punches with your front legs and kicking with your powerful hind legs. It's like boxing and MMA combined, except you're doing it on two legs with a tail for balance. The fight starts small, just playful sparring, but as you grow older, the stakes get higher. Winning means respect, better access to food, and eventually the chance to impress the females. For females, adolescence means dodging the advances of every young male in the mob. It's exhausting. You spend most of your time avoiding fights and trying to blend in with the group. By the time you're fully grown, life doesn't get any easier. For males, it's all about dominance. The biggest, strongest males get to mate, while everyone else is left on the sidelines. To prove your worth, you've got to fight. And we're not talking about playful sparring anymore. These are full-blown battles with kicks powerful enough to break bones. Winning means everything. Losing means exile. For females, adulthood means endless cycles of mating, giving birth and raising joeys. And let's not forget the constant threat of predators, droughts and food shortages. It's a tough life, but you make it work. The Australian outback is as unforgiving as it is vast. Droughts are common, and when the water is scarce, the entire mob suffers. Grass dries up, waterholes vanish, and every day becomes a struggle to find something, anything, to eat and drink. When times are tough, Mom has a brutal survival strategy. She stops feeding her newest joey. It's harsh, but it ensures her older joeys and herself have a better chance of surviving. Nature doesn't play favourites, and neither does she. If you're lucky enough to survive predators, droughts and fights, old age eventually catches up with you. Your powerful legs, once your greatest asset, start to weaken. Hopping becomes harder and grazing takes longer as your teeth wear down for the last time. By now, the mob has moved on, leaving you behind. You spend your final days alone grazing on whatever you can find and avoiding predators as best you can. One day you lie down under the shade of a eucalyptus tree, listening to the distant thumps of the mob hopping away. From the moment you're born, life as a kangaroo is a constant struggle. You start as a helpless jelly bean, clawing your way to safety. You grow up dodging predators, fighting for survival, and enduring the harsh realities of the Australian outback. Even when you reach the top, life is far from easy. But despite all the challenges, there's something remarkable about the resilience of kangaroos. They thrive in one of the toughest environments on Earth, proving that even when life sucks, it's still worth hopping through.